Welcome everyone. My name is Chip Robertson, class of 1998, and I serve as chair of the board of directors of UC Hastings Law. On behalf of the board of directors, faculty and administration, I take great pleasure in calling to order the 140th commencement ceremony for the University of California, Hastings College of the Law. We celebrate with pride your dedication and your accomplishments. As UC Hastings is at a crossroads of ever greater achievement and reputation, your graduation today is not only the fulfillment of your dedication and work, it is an extraordinary contribution to the success of the college and to your entire class. Students, this is not a goodbye. As a graduate of UC Hastings, you join a worldwide community of alumni, making our mark in nearly every field of human endeavor. You join us now as the future lawyers, legislators, judges, legal scholars, and partners in business who will go on to make a difference in this world. We look forward to your accomplishments and welcome you as alumni. On behalf of the board of directors, it is again our honor to share this important moment with you. Together, we are UC Hastings. Now it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce the Chancellor and Dean, David Faigman. Once again, congratulations to you all.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. This year's celebration has a unique format, but my hope is that you, our graduates, will be able to feel our immense pride despite not being able to celebrate in person with your loved ones and shoulder to shoulder with your peers. During this commencement ceremony, we will hear from our valedictorian and keynote speaker before a formal conferring of degrees. We will also be sharing videos of fellow class of 2021 graduates sharing their stories in between seeing you call your names. The ceremony will close with remarks from our faculty speaker and a message from members of the UC Hastings community. I am so happy to recognize and honor our graduates, of whom we are all extremely proud. You have made it through law school under conditions that no one could have foreseen, and you have done so with professionalism and class. It remains a privilege and honor to serve as your Chancellor and Dean. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the families and friends of our graduates. None of us succeeds alone, and I imagine that this may be especially true as we have all experienced this historic pandemic. However far we travel in this world, it is our family and friends that have given us the safe harbor from which to venture forth and to which we can always return. Thank you to the family members and friends whose love, support, and encouragement have made this day possible. I would be remiss in not acknowledging our faculty and staff. I know that many of my colleagues were juggling childcare, elder care, and much more, all while ensuring that our students had the most seamless virtual experience as possible. We are very fortunate indeed to have a faculty and staff who are dedicated to their profession, their school, and most importantly, to our students. They have shown immense resilience and perseverance through 3 particularly tough semesters. I want to thank those who have made this commencement possible, one unlike any we have had to produce. Thank you to the 3L Council for their input and guidance. And most especially, thank you to the Office of Student Services and the Commencement Planning Committee for the incredible amount of time and creativity that went into making this celebration possible. You are the reason why we are able to make this program memorable and special for all of our graduates, guests, and families. Next up will be a message from our valedictorian. The valedictorian is a member of the graduating Juris Doctor class with the highest grade point average after completion of 5 semesters at UC Hastings. This year's valedictorian is Hannah Suh. While at Hastings, Hannah was active with the Hastings Law Journal and participated in clinics with the Medical Legal Partnership for Seniors and the startup Legal Garage. She was also a SAC teaching fellow and a teaching assistant for several classes. In addition to her incredible academic accomplishments, I am told by a reliable source that Hannah is also a talented baker and that her treats have been gravely missed by her classmates during the pandemic. I have full confidence that Hannah is on the precipice of an incredible legal career, and I look forward to hearing about her successes. I am pleased to introduce the class of 2021 valedictorian, Hannah Suh.
My parents immigrated from South Korea in 1982, and I'm the first in my family to go to law school. I'm grateful to my parents and brother, without whom I wouldn't be here today. I thank them for supporting me through this journey. They worked tirelessly to help me pursue my dream. They are my driving force, and this is a shared accomplishment. Today marks a big achievement for us all. We are graduating from law school amidst unprecedented upheaval. I'm proud to have made it here and to have done so with all the incredible members of the class of 2021. On behalf of my class, thank you to everyone who lent a helping hand along the way. All of our families, friends, the professors, the school staff, and administration. It's been a tough road, but I feel uniquely prepared for the next phase of this journey we're all on together, and lucky to be in the best of company. I look forward to celebrating when we're all able to gather again. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Our next guest is a friend to UC Hastings and someone who has topped our students' wish list of commencement speakers. It is my honor and privilege to introduce this year's keynote speaker, Congresswoman and UC Hastings alumna, Jackie Speier. Congresswoman Speier is a fearless fighter for women's equality, LGBTQ+ rights, and the disenfranchised. She has dedicated her life to eliminating government corruption while working to strengthen America's national and economic security. She was named one of Newsweek's 150 Fearless Women in the World and one of Politico's 50 Most Influential People in American Politics for bringing the Me Too reckoning to Congress. Congresswoman Speier proudly represents California's 14th Congressional District, which stretches from the southern portion of San Francisco through San Mateo County to East Palo Alto. She serves on the House Armed Services Committee, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, and the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. She also co-chairs the Democratic Women's Caucus, the Congressional Armenian Caucus, the Bipartisan Task Force to End Sexual Violence, and the Gun Violence Prevention Task Force. Congresswoman Speier received her BA in Political Science from UC Davis and her JD from UC Hastings Law. She is a proud fan of the San Francisco Giants, the Golden State Warriors, and a lover of all things California. It is my absolute honor and privilege to share this message from Congresswoman Jackie Speier.
Congratulations, Hastings graduates. You made it. Tomorrow, you can wake up and start sweating the bar exam. But today, there is cause for celebration because today, you are graduates of the University of California, Hastings College of the Law. That is no small feat in normal times, but you've had to cope with the fallout of the pandemic and all that it entails, from how you studied and sat for exams to whether you could see, hear, hug, and be with your families and friends and classmates. You have all shown the courage and determination needed to not only survive as a lawyer, but to thrive. Thank you to UC President Michael Drake, Chancellor and Dean David Faigman, UC Hastings Board of Directors Chair Chip Robertson, and Vice Chair Simona Agnelucci, and ASUCH President Maddie Miller, 3L Class President Marco Ornelas, and the Commencement and Planning team for this wonderful program, and ensuring that everyone can safely take part. Thank you, too, to the professors, faculty, and staff for guiding our graduates through the sometimes confusing morass that is law school, further complicated by Zoom classes and remote learning. When you signed up to teach law, however many years ago, I'm sure not one of you ever dreamed that you would have to become an IT specialist as well as a legal scholar. And now, an ask of you, class of 2021. Turn to your parents, spouses, grandparents, extended family, and anyone else who helped you get here today and say thank you. Their support, whether financial, emotional, or moral, and often all three, are an undeniable part of your success today. They all now have a Hastings-educated lawyer to call for free legal advice. Now, for my comments. Let me start off by saying I have no illusions that you will remember what I say here today. To be honest, I don't remember who spoke at my Hastings graduation or what the message was. But I do come to you with a simple message. Be gritty. Now, I don't mean to be like Gritty, the mascot for the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean to have the resolve, strength of character, and tenacity to take what you've learned up until now and do something great with it. Ruth Bader Ginsburg may have been small in stature, but she had grit. From her days as a law student to her final moments working on the Supreme Court, battling cancer, and putting in a workout routine that would cause most of us to falter. She was just one of 8 women in her class at Harvard Law. I'm sure you've all heard the infamous story of the school's dean asking her and the other women students at a dinner party how they justified taking a man's place at the school. That didn't deter Ruth. In fact, it did the opposite. She pushed even harder. When her husband was diagnosed with cancer during her first year of law school, she showed more grit, caring for him while maintaining her exceptional academic record and graduating first in her class. After serving on both Harvard and Columbia's law reviews and graduating first in her class, she couldn't get a clerkship or even an associate job at the New York law firm. She went on to teach as a professor of law at Rutgers, and discrimination struck again. She found out she was making less than a male colleague of equal standing. When she complained, she was told that he had a wife and 2 kids, and she had a husband in a big law firm in New York City. She was ready to file an EEOC complaint when the law school wisely relented. Justice Ginsburg argued 300 gender discrimination cases in her career practicing law. She challenged bogus laws that claimed to protect women but in fact discriminated against them, stating, quote, "The pedestal upon which women have been placed has all too often, upon closer inspection, been revealed as a cage," unquote. She challenged the status quo. She had grit. I've questioned the status quo in Congress all the time. 10 years ago, I discovered that 20,000 service members are sexually assaulted each year. I wanted to fix it. A lot of people counseled me not to move forward on an effort to take cases of sexual assault out of the control of the military chain of command with no legal training. When I first introduced the bill a decade ago, it went down by a large and bipartisan vote count. But I stuck with it because I knew it was the right policy. Today, a bipartisan bill will pass both houses of Congress and it'll become law. So I tell you these stories because all you have is grit. I know that you have grit. I know that because you've survived law school. You're already 1,000 times better off than you were when you began. But now I ask you, are you really gritty? Can you make the world 1,000 times better? Ask yourself these questions. Will you pay it forward? As Hastings students, you've witnessed the best of this amazing city, but you've also seen rawness of the homeless, the hopeless, and the forgotten. Wherever you go next, don't forget. Many of you will take jobs in sleek high-rises or manicured business parks. I urge you to remember the less fortunate than yourselves. Use the power of your JD to help others. You've been given a gift of advocacy. Use it. Will you do what's right, even when it means you may fail? People with grit aren't afraid to fail. You're looking at a 3-time loser. This is what it looks like. I lost my very first election for student body president in high school. I was devastated and humiliated. I was a loser. I got over it. Next, I lost for Congress in 1979. I was losing before you were even born. And then I lost for lieutenant governor in 2006. Here's what I've learned. Success is never final, and failure is never fatal. I keep a paperweight on my desk. It's like my touchstone. Inscribed on it is a simple question. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? I test it almost daily. People with grit aren't afraid to ask themselves that question. They also realize how precious each moment is, and using your grit for good means using up every second we are given for that pursuit. I've been racing against time for 42 years. Sometimes it feels like a clock is about to strike midnight and my life will be coming to an end. Now that's a little melodramatic, but let me say it another way. Don't waste a minute. Don't waste a minute on thankless friends or in boredom or in an unfulfilling job. 42 years ago, I thought I was dying on a remote airstrip in South America. My 28-year-old body was riddled with 5 bullets. As I laid there, back at Jonestown, nearly 1,000 people were dead or dying, most of them murdered, including infants in the arms of their parents. On that day, I wasn't gritty. I was just trying to survive 22 hours of bleeding out and drinking rum to kill the pain. When I didn't die, I vowed to dedicate my life to making this world better. I'm still trying to, and I'm not wasting a minute. Class of 2021, I want you to leave here today with all the hope and urgency of what possibilities lie ahead, and the understanding that you don't have a minute to waste. You are gritty, but like a muscle, if not used and strengthened, it can go soft. When you walk from this auditorium, you'll have to prove yourself all over again. Make this world a better place. You don't have to bleed on behalf of your country to make a contribution to it. But from time to time, you may ache with the decisions you will have to make. You will wrestle with what is right and what is wrong. Sometimes you will lose sleep. You will have to learn how to get swept up in a vision of making the world a better place and persist in making that idea a reality while enduring the scorn from those who are resigned to or profit from the status quo. Graduates of the class of 2021, you will soon be stewards of the law of the United States of America. Graduates, question the status quo. Don't be afraid to fail along the way. Make history. Make this world better. Be gritty.
My deepest thanks to Congresswoman Speier for sending that inspiring message for our grads and our community. To kick off the conferral of degrees, I want to start with a little history. UC Hastings College of the Law has a proud and unique relationship with the University of California. Founded in 1878, the University of California Hastings College of the Law was California's first law school. It was considered the law department of the University of California. In honor of that relationship, it is with gratitude that I welcome President Michael Drake to confer your degrees upon you. Dr. Michael Drake is the 21st president of the University of California. He oversees UC's world-renowned university system of 10 campuses, 5 medical centers, 3 nationally affiliated labs, more than 280,000 students, and 230,000 faculty and staff. Dr. Drake previously served as president of The Ohio State University. Prior to his 6 years at OSU, his entire academic career has been at the University of California, including as Chancellor of UC Irvine for 9 years, from 2005 to 2014, and as the system-wide Vice President for Health Affairs from 2000 to 2005. And now it is time to proceed with the awarding of academic degrees. In its 9th year, the MSL is a 1-year degree for professionals who wish to gain a sophisticated understanding of the law as it applies to their field. The MSL program includes exceptional candidates who work in the fields of health, science, business, and technology, as well as incredible professionals who wish to design their own program of legal study. UC Hastings launched the LL.M program in 2002, and it draws students from all around the world. The diversity of our LL.M community symbolizes our reach as a global institution, and the strength of our program is evidenced by the quality of our program graduates. Our Masters of Science, Health Policy, and Law degree is a fully online program that allows professionals looking to make a dramatic impact at the intersection of health policy and the law to learn from the renowned faculty of both UC Hastings College of the Law and the University of California, San Francisco, all while continuing to work. UC Hastings has been at the center of the legal community in the West for 143 years, and this is our 140th graduating class of Juris Doctor students, representing future attorneys and change makers. I have the honor to present this year's candidates for the rank of Master of Studies in Law, Master of Laws, Masters of Science, Health Policy in Law, and Juris Doctor. They have successfully completed the curriculum of UC Hastings College of the Law, certified by the faculty. I present to you President Drake.
Congratulations, UC Hastings class of 2021. I'm honored to share this joyful moment with you, your family, and friends. I hope you are proud of your remarkable achievement. Throughout your time at UC Hastings, you have shown resilience, creativity, and grit. This past year tested every one of us, but through it all, you kept moving forward. As graduates of UC Hastings, I know you will use your education and your experience to make the world a better place. And now, I am honored to confer your degrees. By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I hereby confer upon you, the graduates of the class of 2021, the Master of Studies in Law, the Master of Laws, the Masters of Science, Health Policy, and Law, and the Juris Doctor degrees, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereunto. Hats off to you, graduates, and fiat justitia. Let justice be done. Congratulations.
Hal Collard,
Amanda Armas,
Kenitra Walker Dominguez,
Mariana Gonzalez Rojas,
Jie Qingguan,
Rosalie Black,
Rachel Raudez,
Mitchell Soto,
Jordan Steinhauser,
Sammy Emerican,
Rav Chinedu Ane-Eke,
Géraldine Dupérier,
Shani Klein,
Yikai Li, Li Yikai,
Rafat Semari,
Haruka Suzuki,
Laura Wondracek,
Melvin Davis Jr., Jack R. Halpern, Nikita Mercado, Dylan Misner, Seema Ohadi, David Prosperity,
I've always been extremely passionate about employee advocacy and worker rights. Prior to starting the MSL program, I quickly recognized the value that it would bring me in my career and just being able to prevent things before they even occur at a higher level than you typically would as a professional in human resources or people operations. I came here wanting to pursue work law or employment law and learning more about the regulation of work. And what I'm leaving here with is not just an understanding of the legal framework around employment law, but also understanding the political and the historical context of employment regulations. Last year during the pandemic, I decided that it was time for me to leave my position of Director of People Operations and take a chance while I was also attending law school and create my own business. And so I established a coaching and consulting firm that focuses on working with people-centric organizations that are also purpose-driven, organizations that may not have access to consulting services. I'm making a difference by advocating for employees' rights. My name is Kenitra Walker Dominguez, MSL graduate, class of 2021.
Ava Agree.
Susana Aguilera.
Violeta
Angelica
Alvarez.
Nashra Anwar.
Lilith Shushanik Arakelian.
Megan Armstrong.
Alexandra Catherine Ashbrook.
Erica Athens.
Joseph Baker.
Maya Basilia Barba.
Erin Ashton Barlow.
Mitchell Barraza.
Joyetta Basu.
Anime Guerrero.
Lindsay Berger.
Margot Stewart Bergman.
Anna Bernstein.
Rina Bhatia.
Sam Atabai Bigoli.
Troy Blumenthal.
Sasha Bobrovich.
Brenna Bolt.
Madison Boucher.
Amalia Jimena Boli Fuentes.
Mara Addison Bragdon.
Jack Broersma.
Aslan Allen Brown.
Evelyn Bowie Aiswan.
Wyatt Butler.
Helen Yvonne Byrons.
Ungjin Hyun.
William Campbell.
Kelly Carson.
Victoria Carter.
Hillary Ann Burke Chan.
Courtney Taylor Chu.
Kristen Choi.
Kanan Chong.
Yvette Chow.
Christina Jane Connolly.
Evan Abuzadeh. Zara Arif Adamiri. Catherine Apusens. Christian A. Rivalo. Stephen Balog. Sylvia Bazakanian. Stefania Borda. Mark Brandon. Andrew W. Britton. Jenna Rossi. Kendra K. Brust. Lincoln Burgess. Bruce De Niro Calderon. Upjeet Chima. Brandon M. Church. Zarin Craddock. Julia Crawford. Alexander Crutchfield.
I'm just a kid from Fresno, California. I'm not supposed to be here, but here I am. These last 3 years have been the most challenging yet rewarding years of my life. Being one of 2 black men in the class of 2021, I often felt isolated and like an imposter. I failed my first law school exam and was told by a professor and administrator that I wasn't going to make it. I felt discouraged and doubted my abilities as a law student. After my first year, I was academically disqualified, but I chose not to give up. I successfully went through the process of being reinstated. Upon my return, I figured things out and excelled with the help and support of LEOP Director Elizabeth McGriff and several mentors. Here I am. I want my people to know that our journey is going to be tough because these institutions have been designed to exclude us. But it is our duty to find what community we have in these spaces and pave the way for more of us to follow. This degree is not mine, but all of ours. The entire Black community has earned another law degree today. I dedicate this Juris Doctorate to my parents, Janine and Shahid Nkosi, who made countless sacrifices to ensure that I would break generational curses and barriers. As the wise Shandon Pierce of the class of 2020 told me, the central question of all lives, especially Black lives, is not will you struggle, but what will you do once you struggle? Here I am.
Nellie Louise Davis.
Jennifer Davis.
William Joseph DiNapoli.
Hannah Diamond.
Jasmine Dimson.
Linda Dong.
Michelle Dong.
Matthew Degoni.
Matthew Dunlap.
Katrina Eckweiler.
Molly Edgar.
Lilith Election, yay!
Christina Ennis.
Andrew Nelson.
Joseph Feldman.
Ruben Anthony Felix.
Farzad Fred Fazy.
Ariana Bell.
Jeffrey Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Jasper Ford Monroe.
Jake Freitas. Joshua Samuel Friedberg.
Pablo Galan.
Emmanuel Garcia.
Yesenia Garcia Vasquez.
Michael Callahan Gasparo.
Abby Gosser.
Gianna Guile.
Kyle Genovese.
Rochelle Jordan.
Camilla Getz.
Blake Gibbs.
Isaac Lee Gilbert.
Grant Glander.
Elizabeth Blomstadt.
Diana Godwin.
Shada Gulshan.
Lauren Chelsea Goto.
Jonathan Gottlieb.
Mauricio Grande.
Clara Greeny.
Michael Guan.
Brenda Guzman.
Tanya David. Tomas de Jesus. Jessica Dean. Karina Demersian. Anna Dragojevich. Alex Duvoisin. Carolina A. Jadosh. Noah Elazar. Alexandra Farley. Che Pichette. Sean Frawley. Alex Garcia. Emma Laurie Earing. Alice Young. Maxime Gorbanov. Cecilia Grimaldi. Mario Gutierrez.
Yo soy como la palmera. Me doblo, pero no me quiebro. I am like a palm tree. I bend, but I do not break. When law school felt like a tempest, I bathed in the essence of my grandmother's favorite proverb. As the first lawyer in my Salvadoran immigrant family, I defied the odds and gave life to my dreams. I thank God, my wise grandmother Marina, my strong mother Maritza, my loyal mentor Elizabeth McGriff, and those who unhesitantly remind me that I am capable of everything I set my mind to. Law school challenged me in unexpected ways, The number of times professors answered, "It depends," to questions. The pages and pages of dissents and footnotes. The never-ending exam fact patterns. And the scathing cold calls. Fortunately, my resilience allowed me to endure decades-old law school traditions and mold myself into a compassionate, humble, and brave attorney. One who has an unshakable commitment to redefining what it means to be a lawyer and cement the necessary stepping stones for future generations. Many tempests may come and go, but the magnitude of a storm will never define my ability to thrive.
Rima Hagar,
Miranda Carol Holton,
Katarina Hora,
Reed Horowitz,
Shigun Cindy Im,
Brianna Inoshta,
Bisma Jaffer,
Justine Jung,
1, 2, 3.
Amul Kanya.
Okay, let's do a couple different ones.
Amul.
Okay.
Chantel Kareem,
Sharon Carr,
Demiana Isam Khoury,
Emily Kirsch,
Justin Knight,
Matt Cohen Bosch,
Catherine Marie Cronick,
Matthew Kwan,
Kristen Mahazo,
Heather Lanning,
Safa Taha Lele,
Liliana Areli Leon Rivera,
Con Morimoto Lou,
Katie Lindsay,
Shannon Lindsay,
Ted Tianhao Liu,
Engelbert Loho,
Benjamin Paul Luke,
Oliver Hamilton, Kate A. Harding, Angela Ontinghe, Stephen A. Iannucci, Holden Kier, Chong Kun Kim, Ken Kobayashi, Jakob Rodney, Evan Wiley, Rachel Liao, Sharon Wu Betancourt, Samantha Rooker, Eli Love.
I'm more than a number. Even though I dropped out of high school, I am now graduating law school. I'm more than a number. I'm a Latina with a law degree. I'm more than a number. I got through law school while raising my sons, Isaiah and Karim. I'm more than a number. I'm the first in my family to go to college and grad school. I'm more than a number. I beat the odds and overcame academic probation. I'm more than a number. I'm proud to be Liab. I'm more than a number. I'm one of your graduating classmates. I am resilient. I am the one many doubted, even within the law school. I am the one who was expected to drop out. I am affected by poverty. I am the one who will speak up when there's injustice. I am here because of the sacrifices my mother has made. Estoy aquí gracias a los sacrificios de mi madre. I am here due to the support of my family, kids, and friends. I am disruptive of a system that wasn't created for me. I am a proud representation of my community. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, and they too are mine.
Kimberly Macy,
Caitlin Madar,
Adriana Magbanwa,
Kevin Mann,
Dominique Marangoni Sons,
Madeline Martin.
Maxton McClaskey.
Shannon Patrice Gillespie McComb.
Britland Loren McCormack.
Griffin McAvoy.
Christopher George Michael.
Adam McCarthy Millard.
Madison Olivia Miller.
Hannah Mirahmedou.
Nicole Mirkazemi.
Zavik Mikerdich.
Sarah Maharo.
Carrie Moeller.
McGregor Mooney.
Roswald Haciel Morales.
Claire Moran.
Abel Mouton.
Noelani Maya Sohela Nasser.
Yusuf Nazari.
Ayushi Miyogi.
Catherine Wood.
Asante Talib.
Nkosi.
Laura Nektar Nofal.
Himin No.
Kayla Diane O'Brien.
William Okamoto.
Kiki Opala.
Marco Antonio Ornelas Lopez.
Anna Lovelace Owen.
Josiah Kwam Young Pak.
Mario Polari.
Matt Parsons. Yay!
Paula Pastascovis.
Mira Patel.
Samai Patel.
Smita Patel.
Michael McLaren Patterson, first of his name, emissary of justice.
Friendly Lorraine Herrera.
Renee Perez.
Ashley Keiko Kwan.
Melissa Catherine Rake.
Rashna Ram.
Anthony Alexander
Rascon.
Ramos.
Zachary Reeves.
James Riley.
Jonathan Rivera Diaz.
David Rodriguez.
Monica Gwen Rodriguez.
Laura Rogers.
Danica Lily Rothwell.
Tyler Runston.
Emily Rose Mayers. Olivia Rose Medina. Ryan Michael Mahovan. Margot William Minor. Kevin Moe. Nicole Asia Nazirian. Rebecca R. Odoson. Rachel Pastano. Elizabeth Quentin Peters. Jennifer Simone Brace. Alexandra Relat. Patricia Cavallo. Junkira Ribeiro.
To say it's been a long journey is an understatement. As a kid of two immigrants growing up in Los Angeles, California, I remember seeing friends and family fall victim to the unfair justice system. I mean, I witnessed firsthand the disparities in representation between minorities and people that could afford private attorneys. I myself have been through the justice system and have witnessed it firsthand. As a 13-year-old, I was taken from my parents and put through dependency court. No one cared about what I had to say, as if I had no stake in the interest of my own future. I later dropped out of high school and got caught up in the street life. I almost lost my life to the system when I was accused of something I never did. Everyone kept telling me to take a plea, even before I spoke to an attorney. And I wasn't upset because I realized that our communities have been accustomed to believe that this is the only way out. Thankfully, all my charges were dropped when the truth came to light. I knew then that I had to become a defense attorney to provide a voice for the voiceless, a second chance for the unlucky, and provide decent representation for people from all socioeconomic backgrounds. So I took the GED, attended community college, and graduated with honors. Then attended UCLA and graduated with honors. And now here I am, graduating law school. And my life will have come full circle when I joined the Los Angeles Public Defender's Office in August.
Lina Sabah.
Christine Said.
Cecilia Maria Salam.
Jesse Sanchez.
Jessica Savelli.
Richard Schaefer.
Amelia Shelton.
Justin Sure.
Lucas Shimizu.
Sarah Jane Simmons.
Simrat Singh.
Cole Smith Kraut.
Hayden Soria.
Elena Jasmine Ayoko Soa.
Aaron Starfire.
Gabrielle Sue.
Hannah Alice Sa.
Haley Victoria Sullivan.
Kat Sundberg.
Allison Geneva Minor Sweeney Johnston.
Ashley Ta.
Armani K. Tarani.
Kai Thorderson.
Tori Timmons.
Nora Elizabeth Titus.
Danielle Torres.
Jonathan Eric Torres Anglin.
Lauren Ann Trambly.
Emerald Suey.
Jose Ignacio Vega Ruiz.
Hamrata Venagopal.
Garvey Caldwell Vincent.
Manisha Virdi.
Maria Wahid.
Julie Wands Bodazo.
Eric Wang.
Emery Welton.
Brittany Whiteman.
Rachel Weiner.
Andrew Wu.
Wu Xingxian or Robert Xingxian Wu.
Brian Yanagi.
Lutz Yang.
Sarah Zeimer.
Jenna Zindarsky.
Arnulfo Sanchez. Ada Shao. Lemuel Soto. Kyle Souza. Brittany J. Stahl. Adam Steele. Olivia Savannah Sirachi. Lex A. Townsley. Audrey Valley. Mitchell Douglas Vanderpool. Lauren A. Warwick. Camille Alexis Watson. James White. Serena Witherspoon. Amanda Lee Zuquia. Jake Zanuto. On January 21st of this year, a member of the class of 2021 died suddenly in an accident. Gregory Li was 24 years old. Under the bylaws and regulations of the University of California, it is my pleasure to say that he will graduate with his class. Gregory was committed to a career path in social justice. This semester, he was clerking for Vanderhoot, an immigration and nationality law firm. He also recently finished working for the ACLU in its Immigrants' Rights Project, and before that at the East Bay Community Law Center. His commitment to serving marginalized communities was known by many. Gregory will be desperately missed by his family, his friends, and the entire UC Hastings community. Words cannot describe, and the mind cannot comprehend this loss. Gregory was an exceptional young man, and he touched everyone he met. He is an example to us all. Please join me in a moment of silence as we remember Gregory.
Class of 2021, you've made it. You're about to become practicing attorneys. I've been reflecting on the commencement of your careers, on the different paths you might take, and on what it means to be a good lawyer. And I keep coming back to a story that was in the news just before you started law school. You may remember the name Sally Yates. She was the acting attorney general for 10 days at the start of the Trump administration, but she was fired for directing Justice Department lawyers not to defend the so-called travel ban. But I want to talk about the beginning of her career. She was a young associate at a large corporate law firm, which is great, and she took on a pro bono case representing a 90-year-old African-American woman named Lovey Morrison Jones, who had inherited a farm in rural Georgia decades prior, but who, through a legal technicality, had lost title to a section of her farm and was facing a developer who was planning to move in and build a subdivision there. Well, you all learned a doctrine in your first year called adverse possession. It's almost certain that Yates did not remember the elements of adverse possession when she took this case on. But as she learned the facts, she was able to recollect the gist of the doctrine, and she did her homework, and she was able to establish that after Ms. Jones had lost title through this technicality, she had adversely possessed the land back and regained legal title to it. I love this story for so many reasons, and I think there are lessons in it for young attorneys. First, the case marked a turning point in Yates's own career as she went down a different and very rewarding path from the one she had started on. She left corporate law and entered public service shortly afterwards. If you know what your path is, that's fantastic. If you're not 100% sure, that's great too. As they say, most of us can only connect the dots in our lives going backwards, not forwards. Just be open, be ready, and have faith in yourself when a new road opens up and you decide to take it. Second, Yates was not a property attorney. She didn't have the elements of adverse possession memorized, but she won the case with it. You've all read and studied an immense number of cases and statutes and doctrines, and the point of it all is not to have them memorized, but to have a sense of what rules and tools are out there so that when you're confronted with a fresh problem, you can orient your curiosity and your intelligence and your research in fruitful ways. Finally, the story is a microcosm, I think, of how much power the tools and knowledge you have now can wield. I hope that your career, now or down the line, gives you a chance to use that power to help people or causes that you care about. So on a professional level, I wish you all happy roads ahead and good lawyering in every sense. On a more personal level, I wanted to acknowledge that your time in law school, and particularly the past 15 months, have been for many of us extraordinarily challenging. I congratulate you on your resilience in continuing to achieve and to learn so much over this period. Interacting with students is, for most professors, and certainly for me, the most rewarding part of our job. So one of the hardest parts of the last year has been not getting to see you and talk to you in person. It's been a very long year without you. So on a personal level, my hope is that we get to see you again, that you won't be a stranger to Hastings or to those of us you're leaving behind. Class of 2021, I wish you all good things as you launch your post-Hastings lives and careers. Congratulations and farewell.
You've made it.
You've made it through trials by fire.
In a moment like none we've ever seen before.
One we hope never to see again.
It would have been understandable to hit pause.
You didn't.
You dug in on your dream, mission, plan, and found a way forward.
We are inspired by your tenacity and grit.
You've made it to the beginning of what's next.
And one thing that's clear from the last year is that we have much work to do.
Congratulations. You've made it to the crossroads of should and must.
A concept defined by author L. Luna when she penned this passage.
Honor that voice inside you that says you have something special to give.
It's a reminder that while there is no map for where you're going,
Many have traveled this road before.
It's permission to unlearn everything that you've ever been told you should do.
In order to learn what you must.
Exciting things are coming.
It is only up from here.
Our greatest hope for you is that you get to honor your community.
Our community.
With the fullness of your gifts.
No matter what.
We are so proud of you.
Remember to have each other's backs.
Class of 2021, go forth and slay.